She didn't have to go through any introduction because I will be a PMAPper probably to the last days of my life. And in the number of occasions in the past when I appeared before you, I have always said, it's nice to be home. And this afternoon, once more, I repeat, it's really nice to be at home with PMAP. Especially during these difficult times. I find being with you, PMAPers, as my comfort zone. Life is not easy for me these days. But appearing before you this afternoon, I didn't realize that this is already the 50th National Convention. I first became active in PMAP probably in the 1971, 1972 as member or chair of the Committee on Labor Relations. That's over 42 years ago. Maybe some of you were still in the dreams of your parents. But one thing I can tell you, mas maraming maganda ngayon sa PMAP kaysa ng panahon. For the past quarter of a century, in the various government posts that I held, I always look back to what I have learned in the seminars, in the interaction that I had with PMAP. This interaction in PMAP enabled me to effectively manage the bureaucracy. The techniques that I have learned from fellow PMAPers help me effectively manage the bureaucracy. Whatever little successes I had in managing people in government, the great part I owe to what I have learned in this organization. Although there is one training module that PMAP never had, and I had no opportunity to attend. This is how to manage 24 senators in the Senate. Really, it's not easy. It is extremely difficult to manage the Senate these days. And unfortunately, there was no training module in PMAP during my time. But in all of this, I am guided by the basic principle: integrity in public service. I can come before you this afternoon confident that you can be proud of this PMAPper because he has served and will continue to serve with only the interests of the people as his guidepost. Today, I am proud to be with you again, and I want to pay tribute to our predecessors who had a broader outlook rather than simply personal management, when in fact we changed consciously the name of the organization from Personal Management Association to People Management Association. This indeed is a significant change, and it set a broader avenue for our interaction here in PMAP. The enthusiasm and optimism that you bring to PMAP are indeed refreshing and infectious, and particularly I saw again Art Valdez, who I have interacted so many times in the past. Congratulations, Art, for your continuous enthusiasm in bringing our great achievements of people climbing Mount Everest. Each PMAP conference has been a gold mine of ideas and insights. But this year's conference is even more significant because today is the 50th annual anniversary or annual conference. I was kidding this afternoon when I think it was Robert King approached me and he said I chair this national convention. So the first question I asked him, are you the next president? Because that was the tradition before. I understand it's no longer the tradition now. In any case, it has indeed been a long and interesting journey for PMAP. The members, all of you, have contributed immensely to the professionalization of human resource management. I find your theme you have chosen to mark this occasion to be very impressive. Global opportunities, leaping forward, defying limits. More than anything, it underscores the importance of human resources and how to harness these resources for the greater good, notwithstanding the limitations. Indeed, human resources are a country's greatest asset. Japan, Taiwan, Singapore, Hong Kong, they are not blessed with abundant natural resources, but they were able to leap forward because of their trained manpower pool. They have no abundant natural resources to rely on, only a hard-working, creative, and innovation powered by their workforce. In the Philippines, our human resources are our most valuable asset. We have millions of talented and educated Filipinos whose skills and expertise are recognized worldwide. Our overseas Philippine workers are highly valued and appreciated by their respective employers and co-workers. We have a very young workforce with so much potential to carve a niche in the world stage. In recognition of the untapped potential of our human resources, this government has been consistently supporting human development programs. Education has a lion's share in our national budget. And a program which will significantly affect for the better our human resource pool is the conditional cash transfer. Today, unless we intervene, we may find a future generation of Filipinos uneducated. Why? Because of poverty. The poor would not send their children to school. And if these children cannot go to school, you have a next generation of Filipinos who can hardly read and write. What the conditional cash transfer program is doing is creating a bridge between poverty and education. Children up to fourth year high school of the over 5.3 million Filipino households will be given an allowance. Have been given an allowance of 400 per student up to 3 students, plus 500 for the house for the mother, for a total allowance of 1,400 per month. Those who do not understand this program would criticize it as saying that this is a dole-out program with no productive return. What they fail to realize is that we are investing in our future human resources. Because magkakaroon po tayo ng bansang mga mangmang pag hindi po natin nabigyan ng tulong ang milyong-milyong nating mga kabataan na hindi kayang mag-aral. So this is an intervention on the part of government. 5.3 million households at the cost of 63 billion next year in order to break the cycle of poverty and lack of education. Because when you lack education, you can hope to improve your life. But you cannot hope to improve your life because you cannot pay for the educational needs of your children. We have to break the cycle, and it is in that sense that we are going to take care of our future asset, our Filipinos, who should be on top of the world insofar as following this vision. My dear friends, there are many positive things going our way. For one, we have a government that seriously and sincerely pursues its government agenda. We have institutions that promote democratic ideals and values and the rule of law. For the longest time, we were called the sick man of Asia. But much has changed for the past 3 years. The healthy economic outlook, the investment grade status, the encouraging confidence of the international community have made the Philippines one of the most promising economies in the world today, along with Indonesia and Turkey. The titles of the world economy, our trade partners, and our affluent Asian neighbors recognize the quality of our products, the skills and talent of our people, and the tourism potential of our country. As a testament to the improvement of our economy, the Philippines climbed 5 notches higher, from 43rd to 38th place out of the 60 countries in the 2013 World Competitiveness Yearbook. Over the past 2 years, the Philippines has improved by 20 spots in the World Economic Forum Global Competitiveness Ranking. Our country is now a net external creditor with foreign exchange revenues exceeding our gross external debt. Early this year, the gross domestic product rose to 7.8% in the first quarter and posted a 7.5% increase in the second quarter. It must be noted that it is the 4th time that the gross domestic product growth posted more than 7% under President Noynoy Aquino's administration. The services sector, which grew by 7.4%, is still the main driver of our economy. Optimism in the business sector is an all-time high. In the recently released Thomson Reuters INSET Asia Business Sentiment Survey, the Philippines is the most positive economy in Asia, posting a 100% score, followed by Australia with 79%. The poll surveyed more than 100 executives in 11 Asia-Pacific countries across sectors, including automotive, financial resources, food, and retail. Likewise, the banking system remains sound and stable. Compared to its Asian neighbors, our country is less trade and export dependent, thus making it well positioned to withstand a slowdown in the global demand. In particular, it is less exposed to the lower consumption and slower growth that Europe and the rest of the developed economies are currently experiencing. My dear friends, today we are presented with golden opportunities to propel our country to greater economic and social heights. However, we will miss these opportunities if we cannot restore the confidence of our people in our institutions. We cannot sustain the progress that we are seeing and experiencing at the moment if we cannot solve the crisis that is facing us now. As I speak, the Senate is an institution wounded and limping after being battered by allegations of misuse of the Priority Development Assistance Fund, or the PDA. I can feel and I understand the people's indignation given the scandalous amounts and the supposed involvement of certain political personalities in the alleged PDA scandal. Our people have spoken. They gave a mandate to President Aquino in the last election because they do not tolerate corruption. And I find this inspiring because I know that we are not alone in this journey towards good governance. We have the Filipino people on our side. I am confident that in time we can purge the culture of corruption and have in its place a culture of integrity. In the meantime, let us not allow ourselves to be discouraged by the negative things that have been said in the mainstream and social media. The pessimists are in our midst and are constantly drawing up misleading and alarming scenarios. We in the PMAP should be critical thinkers and weigh the issues well. Let us look beyond this crisis. These are birthdays that every nation that wants to clean up its mess and put its house in order must go through. This is part of the cleansing process. And the cleansing process starts with the abolition of the PDA. I assure you, my dear Pilipinas, I assure you, my dear PMAPers, I will lead the Senate in the abolition of petty cash. Because I would like to think that at the end of the day, when I retire from public service, you can be proud and say, we had a PMAPer who remained true to his tenets as a public servant. So therefore, I am positive that after implementing all the reforms, difficult as they are, we shall have a nation that is economically and socially developed and politically stable. We all want to see in our lifetime a meaningful change in our governance. However, the change that we aspire for also requires us to confront some painful truth and undertake equally painful reforms. While I believe that it is possible to see in our lifetime a strong and prosperous Philippines, I am aware that the colossal challenges that we must collectively address as a people. I assure you that President Aquino is relentless in his pursuit of the platform of good governance, sustainable growth, and human development. Today, I ask you, my dear fellow PMAPers, to help the government realize our development goals. As human resource practitioners, you are presented with numerous opportunities to help in nation building given the significant improvement in our economic and social landscape. As enablers and organizational architects, you must re-engineer structures that show our people's creativity and spirit. As vanguards of culture, you must help in changing mindsets and inspiring positive behavior. Go beyond yourselves to be of service to a greater cause. Never underestimate the power of the human spirit. Encourage creativity and innovation, pursue excellence in a principled manner, and make a difference. Martin Luther King once said, and I quote, "All labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance and should be undertaken with painstaking excellence," end of quote. There are countless men and women who are models of excellence and from whom we can draw inspiration and strength. There are many inspiring stories of Philippines who have made it big here and abroad. Just this afternoon, we saw Ambassador Art Valdez and his group. The stories of their life and how they have transcended their physical and financial limitations should inspire us all to blaze trails and break barriers. In closing, let me leave you with these words from the great Eastern philosopher Confucius. He said, and I quote, "The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential, these are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence." With that, my dear fellow PMAPers, let me thank you for this opportunity that you have given me to once more interact with you. As I have said at the start, this is my home, and I find comfort zone in being with PMAPers. A very pleasant good afternoon, and thank you.